The glaring red flags that I should have seen for years before I recognized it that I had a major spending problem was the fact that I could not open my bank account app and look at the numbers. I would go weeks without looking at my bank account because I could not bring myself to look at what I was spending and how much I was spending. It wasn't usually until I would get an overdraft alert that I would have to open up my bank account and then take money from my savings. That was the other issue, was like my savings was never a savings account. My savings was basically a backup checking account that I dipped into often whenever I needed to. Throughout this whole time that was happening, when I say this whole time, I mean like a decade, I never looked at this as like a huge problem. No matter what, I always thought it was going to be fine. I thought I had it under control. I didn't see a big issue with it. But looking at it now, I'm like, how could I have not seen that this was such a major issue? It wasn't until I had a breaking point after so long of not having control of my finances where I decided to do a 6-month audit of my spending. And I totaled up everything I was spending that was not in my fixed expenses. That was basically my wants category, things that were unnecessary. And I was so astonished at the amount of money I was spending on this, not only annually, but also on a monthly basis. I was spending more on my nice to haves and my wants more than my fixed costs, like my rent, my gas, my food. And I looked at that number that I was spending astonished. Like, I was astonished that had gone on for so long and that I didn't see anything wrong with it until that moment. It took so long to realize it. And so I'm just saying this because if there's somebody out there that if you think like you're fine and it's not that bad, and you know, like sometimes it's tight, but like you're doing okay. You're not doing okay if you are moving money account to account just to cover an overdraft, or just to make sure you have just enough money in there. And you're not doing okay if you cannot open your bank account because you feel sick or uncomfortable looking at the numbers. It's a big problem. Now that I finally get it under control, now that I've finally gotten my money under control, I look at my bank account every morning. That's actually the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning. I get my phone and I open my bank account and I look at my numbers. And so, yeah, huge red flag.